Okay, so this is the number 4 work in progress for Frostmourne. Again, not too much further from where I was last time shape-wise, but I have made some advancements in the actual sword. A lot of hours into it so far. But right now what I've got to show you is that I've got the hilt pieces started to work out here. I extended them a little bit. I still need to put another layer piece here and here, but then I can actually start to round this. I need to build up the handle. There's some bands that go across. There's like 3. There's 1, 2, 3, and there's a little build up right here that I have to take care of too. So there's like 4 pieces that I need to build up around here before I can actually round the handle, but I'm going to do that soon, and then I can wrap it with leather after that. I started kind of laying out how this is going to look. I have it laid out more on the other side, but this is a little bit cleaner so you can understand what's going on. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut this down. I'm going to angle this from this line to the quarter-inch mark. So if I can show it to you here, it's built up of a quarter-inch layer, a half-inch layer, and then another quarter-inch layer. I'm just going to take it down from that line and angle it all the way down to this quarter-inch line here. So that'll really kind of give an edge, and then there'll be a flat part here all the way around. So that'll give it a little bit of an extra dimension, of course. And then I have the stuff on top that I need to put on there too, design-wise. On the other side, I've actually cut out the notches on these 2 pieces, so I can actually put a piece in there. That's actually probably going to be next on my to-do list right now. So I get a basic idea of how the sword is going to look, the shape. But the real big, where all the effort's been going lately is the skull. I'm trying to get a good read on how to do the skull design, which has been really quite a challenge, because right now I'm really struggling with trying to make it look like a cow skull or a steer skull and not an alien head. And I think it'll be alright, especially once I actually put the horns on. When I actually put horns on, it's going to be, I think that's really going to, you know, there won't be any resemblance to an alien skull at that point. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a little bit modified from the Epic Weapons model, but I like what I've done with it so far. Dimension-wise, 3-dimensionally. And so the trick is going to be getting the other one to look, you know, a lot like this one. So yeah, I'm just playing around with it, trying to really kind of get where it is, but also you can kind of get a sense, I've outlined it there, but you can kind of get a sense of what it's going to look like here when it's, both skulls are on. There's 1/2 of it, so just imagine it's going to be on the other side. So I think it's coming out pretty well. You can kind of see some of the shadow definition in there. Yeah, so that's pretty much the end of this little work in progress. As you can see, most of the hours of so far from the last work in progress have gone into making the skull, but yeah, so stay tuned. Okay, quick work in progress for Frostmourne. There's just a few things different. One is I've pretty well finished off the skull completely. I did the teeth and the nostril piece, and I've even painted the eyes, but those are all finished as well. The only thing I have left to do is to put horns on and do like finish sanding on the whole thing. As you can see, most of the layering is pretty well done. I've just got a few hilt pieces to match the other side there, and I just have to cut those off. You can see I've drawn out the spikes on the side, and I have to cut those, but I've extended those on there too. This side's blank, but this side, like I said, as the skull's almost done, I started drawing out the designs. And then for the handle itself, I've started designing the pommel, and I've started layering the different pieces that go on there. I have to do this before I round the handle, because if I round the handle, then it makes it much more difficult to actually wrap something around it or anything like that to add the width and the height to it. So that's just adding a little bit of thickness to the whole handle before I round everything. So then I'll round the handle piece, and then I'll round the bands that go around it as well, and that'll just make my life a whole lot easier. So that's pretty much it for right now. Just about finished with the actual build-up of the sword, all the layering and stuff like that, and I'm just about ready to really start shaping everything. So next video we'll probably see some of that. Okay, work in progress 6 for Frostmourne. This is kind of a short step from where I was last time. Kind of giving it to you guys in baby steps, I guess. But this is pretty much it for the general shape of the blade. This is going to be it before I start doing any shaping. Everything's glued on in terms of banding, so that you have the bands here. All the layering is glued on. The skull's still just taped down, but basically I mean that the basic shape is here. This is it. So from here on out, I still have to do all the shaping in terms of rounding and doing the final edging of the blade, and rounding the handle and the banding on the handle. And once all the shaping's done, I then will move on to carving and doing all the little details, doing the details here, doing the details on the blade, and doing the other side of the skull, the other skull head, and then the horns somewhere in there. I'm still kind of fuzzy as to when I'm actually going to work on the horns, but they'll be in there. But so yeah, you can get a basic idea of what this is gonna look like. So that's pretty much it. Just another real quick Frostmourne update. I've started rounding the handles, the handle and the bands, excuse me. You can just kind of see the difference it makes now that I've rounded it and then rounded the band around it. And you can see how it would be very difficult to find to actually wrap wood around before. If I had waited till after rounding the handle and then tried to band it, it would not come out quite as easily done as this. So just so you get an idea of what I'm talking about when I'm, thinking ahead here in terms of putting the bands on square, like so, before rounding them over. So that's pretty much it.